Guys, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to my channel. My name is Kenzie, and today is the second week of our new series called True Meaning. So basically, throughout this whole series, I'm just going to be looking at different words that we see both in the world and in the Bible and defining them and looking at what they really mean from a biblical point of view. This week, our word is peace. Peace is a word that's thrown around all the time. We hear it in a lot of different contexts, and it means different things to different people. I looked up the definition, and basically, peace is freedom from disturbance. Now, I looked it up from more of a biblical point of view, and that said that it meant to be whole or to live well. Now, I don't know about you guys, but one of those definitions sounds a little bit more appealing. You see, if the biblical meaning of peace means to live well, but the worldly meaning of peace is the freedom of disturbances, then those two things don't match up. Peace from a biblical point of view is unrelated to circumstances. See a pattern? That's exactly what we said about joy. Joy and peace are both things that come from a foundation in Christ and not from the things that are going on around you. One website I was looking at when doing some research about peace from a biblical point of view said that it's a wholeness of life that cannot be touched by things going on the outside, and I just love that definition. The thought of knowing that life has goodness and that life is good no matter what's going on the outside is something so special and something that we get as Christians rooted in Jesus. It's just so nice to know that you can still feel this sense of peace even when life is crazy or stressful or things aren't going the way you want them to. And I guess you could say that peace has two different meanings. We see peace in the worldly sense that it's freedom from disturbances. For example, whenever my brother goes off and has a sleepover at someone else's house, the house is very peaceful. And it's nice it is to have quiet and serenity. Peace, true peace, is something that only comes from God. It is mentioned multiple times in the Bible that the peace that we get from God is something that nobody can really understand, and one verse that I really like that talks about this is Philippians 4:7. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Jesus Christ. Isn't it so cool to think that we possess something as Christians that transcends all understanding? Nobody understands, nobody gets it, but it's a feeling that we all have had. And I like to apply that verse to our world today. Sometimes it feels like it's only bad things that are happening and there's just a lot of evil in the world, but knowing that God's peace, which transcends all understanding, will guard my heart and mind for Christ so I can still live for Him even in this scary world is so amazing. Now that verse really helps to calm me and make me feel more at peace, and I made a whole video about my top 5 verses for anxiety that has more verses just like that one, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. And as you begin to read the Bible through this lens of peace, you can see that there's two different themes of peace that God lines out for us. One is the peace that we get from salvation, and another one is the peace that we get from living for God every day. It explains in the Bible that the moment we accept Jesus into our hearts, that we get this immediate feeling of peace. And along with that, we get peace from being with God, living with Him, and living to honor Him every single day. And in the Bible, it really paints peace as this gift that God gives us every day. Now, there are a ton of good verses on this, but my favorite is John 14:27. I am leaving you with a gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give is a gift the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid. Now, I love this verse. I love the message behind it. I love how it says that the peace that God gives is a peace that the world can give, because that's absolutely true. And if you've ever felt just so stressed out and so worried and just really called on God to help to calm you down, the peace that He gives is something that's indescribable. And even though it's scary and sometimes it's hard, we can have a peace of mind and peace of heart because of the peace God gives, and we don't have to rely on the peace of the world that's fleeting and depends on our circumstances. Peace is a gift that God gives you, and He gives me every day, and He wants us to experience it. And it's so encouraging to know that we can rest in God's true peace. Alright, so that was our second week of this True Meaning series, peace. Last week we talked about joy, so now hopefully as we go through this next week, we can truly look out for God's joy and peace in our lives. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below saying what word you think we should do next. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!